October 2025, Cooper Racine for the Philadelphia Eagles. You are my brother. You are my personal invite to any black cookout you want to go to all summer long. All glizzies and hamburgers and whatever else is on me, because I'm not gonna lie, you definitely, and matter of fact, it's his birthday. Like, that's crazy for you to be a rookie. You talking about your rookie season, and of course, it's just one of those. I mean, let's be clear, stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. That is, I mean, playing corner, any kind of like almost damn near almost any skill position outside of the quarterback position in football, realistically, is kind of almost quote unquote a black position. So for him to be a white boy and kind of always been the joke, like he got this super black last name and everything, for him to show up, get the first pick of the game, and really kind of set the tone. Matter of fact, a pick six, and it's on his birthday, like, bro, to really set the tone. And it was literally right after Jalen Hurts threw one. So it was kind of, again, shout outs to him. Shout outs to the Philadelphia Eagles for absolutely destroying the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, that is, I'm sure nobody had that on a bingo card, even if you had, realistically, even if you had, and like even me, I had the Eagles winning, but I'm thinking, okay, cool, they're gonna kind of do the Saquon thing, it's gonna be that. And literally, man, Jalen Hurts held his nut. Like, all of that conversation that Jalen Hurts ain't this and he ain't that. Jalen Hurts did his big one on this one. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, they ain't even, that's not even up for debate realistically. Like, if we keeping it a buck, like, he literally threw all his wide receivers touchdowns. AJ Brown caught a touchdown. Devontae Smith caught a touchdown. Like, Saquon, the crazy thing is Saquon ain't even have a good game for her. Like, this is if we on paper, shit. Saquon Barkley had a bad game today. If we keeping it a buck, like, we just judging it off of how this season has went the whole entire season. This may be one of the worst games that Saquon Barkley had all season long. Like, bro, you know how to think about how gangster this is. Like, bro, you won the Super Bowl and you putting your backups in.
Fucking Kenny Pickett about to get a fucking Super Bowl. God damn it.
Bro, you're not, like, think about how like crazy that is, dog. They put their backups on you. They are literally already celebrating on the sidelines and put their backups in doing that's crazy, dog. Shout out to the Eagles. Like, that's, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's super disrespectful. Like, nobody, I'm talking about, I'm sure realistically, people, even if you did spreads, money lines, whatever, you ain't getting no real payday because you ain't think this was gonna be that. Like, I'm sure the people, if you really a gambler and you really an Eagles fan, I don't even think if you a diehard Eagles fan.
Money line. Wasn't the money line? I mean,
yeah, the money line was low, so you kind of had to bet some type of. I mean, if you really believe in your,
I mean, like
the spread. Yeah. I mean, even the spread. I think the spread was only like a 1 point jump. So I mean, you could. I mean, it was like you could have bet safe.
I mean, the over under. That's what I meant. The over under.
I think it was 40 points. Shit, the Eagles got that by themselves.
No, I think it was more than 40.
I don't know. I haven't been on one of the gambling apps in a minute, so I honestly didn't look. I don't want to waste people's time and just sit here and making stuff up on the top of my head. But I know for a fact you got to be a real gambler to sit here and say you came off the day, unless you just bet a bunch of bread on the money line. Because nobody's seen this score. Like, the score literally is almost 2 minutes left into the game. It's 40-14, bro. Like, this is absolutely. I don't even know what's more disrespectful, Kendrick Lamar or this. You know, Kendrick Lamar literally say Drake and literally just looked at the camera. I heard you like I'm young. I'm not gonna lie to you. That to me was like, bro. Matter of fact, we got to get right into that. Let's. I don't even waste the people no more time. If you here on YouTube, you know what you're here for. I kind of just want just that little one part.
I want to make a move. I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the suit.
Yeah, that song. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. Like, that, he linked into it. Like, when you're talking about super villain status, like, it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. I understand. I've seen people with mixed reviews on it, and I think only way you can realistically have mixed reviews is if you really didn't like the whole the Jadakiss Locks thing, because what he basically did is what Jadakiss was claiming, like clowning Dipset for doing. Like, we don't perform over studio tracks. So TV tracks. So he didn't do that. So, like, realistically, I'm listening to him, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm like, well, I can't really hear, like, you can't really hear the music. Like, you can hear it, but it's not loud like when you're expecting for a TV performance. Like, you expect, like, if you kind of thinking about what we seen with Beyonce, or you just thinking of whatever else may be, but then kind of registered in my brain, I'm texting low because he, like, you know, of course, some people, if you're not a Kendrick Lamar fan, you're gonna find any reason to hate on this. Or if you just, like you said, if you kind of a casual music fan and you really not even thinking about, the TV track or whatever the case may be, I'm sure you may be like, it's boring, you didn't like it, or whatever the case may be. Cool. If that's your take or that's your opinion on it, I'm not mad at it. Cool. I'm not even gonna knock you for it. But realistically, if we keeping it a bean, we talking about performance on just the level of blackness of what he did was just it was next level. Like, you can't not sit here to have Samuel L. Jackson literally narrate. You talking about, and this is one of the, you talking about, he's hey, this is just like he do, like, that's his thing. Like, Samuel L. Jackson, that is what he do. He narrates endless black, whatever the case may be, endless big TV shows, endless commercials. So for him to narrate your Super Bowl halftime performance, it kind of honestly don't get no more black than that. So just to start it off like that, to kind of, just like I said, just the actual feeling of what he was doing to me was way cooler than what you actually, if you just listening for music. Like if I'm just looking, trying to turn up, I don't even think that, to me, going into a Kendrick Lamar performance, that was never on my mind anyway. I'm kind of happy that he didn't really lean into some of the craziest, like all the super woke songs that he could have. Like he didn't really go, oh, we can be all, like he ain't do all them. Like he could have went into that bag and he didn't. Like he kept it very new. Like he kept, for all the new Kendrick Lamar fans who are just here off brand new off the beef, I'm gonna keep it right here on the GNX jumps. And a lot of people didn't think that. A lot of people were sitting here saying, oh, he gonna go super deep and he gonna go into all of these other different bags, and he didn't go into them bags. So I kind of respect that he didn't even go there. Like for him to just realistically just be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just bang out what the new stuff.
It was more so the look.
What you mean when you say the look? Like
the performance wise, like the art, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, you know, like the flags. No, like I feel like it's more of a visual.
Yeah, no, of course, it's more visual, for sure.
Because like me personally, if I had to be in that stadium, I would be pissed.
What you mean?
Because how can you really see it unless they have it shown on a jumbotron?
If you came to the studio, if you came,
because like all that camera movement and how they was going in and out, like that shit was dope. Like art wise, that shit was definitely a good look.
No, of course. I think if you were going into the Kendrick, if you were going into the Super Bowl performance, and again, where I kind of see and say, like, all right, damn, it's gonna be, he got big shoes to fill compared to Beyonce. Like if I'm comparing it to the Beyonce joint, yeah, you kind of do still take an L just because Beyonce, with the sound quality wise, she still lived up to the hype and she still met the artistic, especially even still riding for black people, she did it. But let's be clear, Kendrick Lamar smoked that, bro. Like that, just even how to come in, like keeping it still the American flag, but having all black people as the red, white, and blue. Like, bro, that was hard. Like I don't give a care what you like, and I understand. And that's why I think, again, when we talking about hip hop, I think even just in general, I think we gotta realistically just stop thinking that everybody's palette is gonna be the same. Because I'm not gonna be mad at somebody be like, oh, that performance sucked. Cool. If it wasn't for you, you didn't like it, then knock yourself out. Like if you couldn't take nothing out of it and be like, oh, you couldn't find nothing about it that you like, then that means just 9 times out of 10 you just not really into the hip hop part of the culture. Like you're not really into the black culture thing, because even having Serena Williams come out on the Super Bowl and crip walk, I don't care what you talking about. Like that little one Snoop crip walk, that's Snoop. Who cares? No, we talking about Serena Williams is a absolute GOAT, a black legend, a historical sports legend, arguably the greatest female athlete ever. And for her to literally come out and do a crip walk to a Drake diss song, and to know the fact that the Drake last album, what was it? That wasn't the last, whatever the last joint with him and 21 Savage, he dissed her husband. Like, let's be clear, Kendrick, and that's why
he shout her out on. Was it Not Like Us? What? Because Kendrick do shout her out.
Yeah, he do.
Is it on Not Like Us? We said about Serena. Don't.
Yeah, it's on Not Like Us. Yeah, he shouted out Serena on Not Like Us. Like, man, these points right here is just like, come on, bro. Like, get this game over. Like, y'all just being corny at this point. This will be the time where I will kind of.
No, this is what I say. I don't like with that whole new NFL with it, because you know they couldn't kick onside kick until the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
But even just like now, it's just like, all right, bro. Like y'all, like you just this will kind of be for the people who is thinking that sports is rigged. Like this will people be like, all right, now y'all sitting here just chasing the money line, or you chasing whatever the spread is, whatever the case may be. Like, come on, dog. Like
you don't want to just give up.
It's over.
No, you still got it.
You gonna score 21? You gonna score 20 points?
I'm just saying, you're not gonna just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. I'm throwing.
Man, bro, this is over, dog. Like, come on.
You got to still keep Khabib.
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, just like I said, going back into the Kendrick Lamar of it all, even that whole him taunting him and saying, oh, you know, he like to sue. Like, I'm like, dog, he linked into it. Like, he got the people hyped because we like, I want to perform your favorite song. And you get the whole crowd all geeked up. And then Samuel L. Jackson, again, the whole time just narrate, even when he was just like, hey, you going too outrageous, calm it down a little bit. And then they go into the scissor jump. Like, the way he walked through all of that, bro, that was fire, dog. Like, if we talking about screw, like, again, that's why I said, if you went into this and you trying to, like, listen, like.
Shake your ass.
No, if you're trying to shake your ass, then this is not for you. And even if you're trying to go into it, listen to it, like, again, I think when we talking about performance wise, because so many people are not used to rappers actually performing, we talking about actual putting on a stage performance where you have to watch it. Like, this wouldn't be something that I would go back and listen to. But if you're sitting here saying I'm watching it, if you actually watching and paying attention to the Super Bowl, it lived up to the hype. I'm not gonna hold you. Like he kind of when you talking about when people sit here and say, "Oh, Kendrick Lamar is an amazing performer," like, bro, he kind of did what he was supposed to do. Like, it ain't too much arguing to that. Like he literally lived up to the hype. Even the parts when people kept, like, you see everybody online, like, I hope they perform Luther. They perform Luther. And you kind of got to see like when SZA came out and performed, they changed, like her jump was under a TV track. So you actually got to, you know what I'm saying? Like you can hear her vocals with the music. It sound a lot louder than when Kendrick was doing it by himself. But again, just him, he put on a great performance, dog. Like that's just my only thing. Like I can't like, and I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. So this is not like, if this is your first time hearing me, this is not somebody off of some, ooh, I'm a super Kendrick Lamar stan. Like, no, I like Drake. And I'm even realistically later on in the show, I'm going to talk about like, do I think he could come back when he dropped his project this Friday with Party? He may, but this right here, what I just watched on that Super Bowl, bro, you can't whitewash that. Like Kendrick Lamar came out with super black energy, and like and it was so black where it's like you gotta actually know the history and be able to read between the lines, especially even when we talking about the Serena Williams stuff. Like you gotta know that if you look just a casual football fan or you just watching this realistically, you may not even know that Drake and Serena Williams got any type of history. Like if you a newer Drake fan, you don't know that because it ain't like sitting here like. I don't even necessarily know how public their dating thing is outside of rap. Like for people who like rap music, then you absolutely know, okay, that's how Drake and what's my man, Common, that's how they started beefing. So if you kind of know those things, but if you don't realistically know just that whole real ins and outs and back and forth between rappers in the hip hop community, you may not even know how important or how cool that was for Serena Williams to absolutely just come out here and hit a whole crip walk. Like, bro, that was crazy. Like that, to me, that crip walk was just like, I don't know what was more crazy. Was it the crip walk or was actually just him sitting here saying, you know, they like the suit?
But my thing,
like, bro, that was a hell of a talk right there.
But then the A chain, that's what I want to know. What was the A chain for? They saying the A chain stand for the A minor. Why would he have an A on?
I don't know.
Like that.
But listen, again, what I even said it last week after the Grammys on, like I said, what Drake gonna have to realize is this was kind of like the watered down version of the Super Bowl because you're gonna have to deal with that A minor all summer long.
Because he would have ran that back. He would have ran that part back.
Of course he was going to run it back.
He would have ran that part back. Well, there's your Super Bowl champs.
Shout out to Fly, Eagles, fly. No, yeah, I think, but real quick, let's finish the Kendrick Lamar thing. Then we get into the Eagles later. Because I mean, not, like in a few seconds, because I do want to give, bro, he was on the hot seat the way the season started. Remember the second game, because game one of the season, it started all shaky because that was the first game they ever played with a brand new center. And it was in Brazil. That first game started all shaky. And then the next game, they got their boots smoked by the Tampa Bay Bucks. And you ever think about it, the Bucks was the ones who beat them out last year. So moving like that, he was on the hot seat. People talking about him losing his job. And now you're talking about the fact they just won a Super Bowl by a dub. And this final score really don't really get. Well, let's keep it a buck. This score, realistically, the real feel of this game was really 40 to damn near 46. Like this final score, it'd be 40-22. That ain't the real score. The real feel of this game was damn near basically 40 nothing, and we keeping it a bean. Like, let's be for real. Like the Eagles took their foot off the gas at the end for these last two touchdowns. Like, let's keep it a buck. But anyway, like I said, standing just to the Kendrick Lamar part of this whole situation, like, yeah, you got to get that man his flowers, though. Like, that to me was, like I said, I'm not talking about just off of the sound. Like, was I kind of a little bit, like, wish me personally, because I knew those songs and you wanted to hear the beat a lot more. Yeah, of course, I would have rather the sound been up so you can actually just kind of vibe out to it, watching it on TV. But, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm still, man, he brought out Mustard, and that still people went crazy, just like you knew people would to the Mustard, turn the TV off. Like, you knew what the vibe was going to be. Like, you kind of knew what the fans was going to bug out to, and that's what they did.
And I'm pretty sure they're probably going to fix the sound once on the playback, like when you watch it on the Apple Music.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure they will. Yeah, of course they will. Of course they will. Yeah, of course they will. I'm sure they will add the extra stuff to it to make the sound quality a little bit better. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought my TV at first was, I'm like, damn, is my TV messing up? Like, what's going on? But again, like I said, he delivered. And just the whole suing part, leaning into it, it was kind of like, it's like, you know, all of this was still fresh. Like, this wasn't just like, and even how he changed the words up a little bit on Not Like Us. Like, I liked how he even played around with it. And like, man, he did what he
because I thought he wasn't going to say their names.
He said all of them. Like, he literally said, like, dog, he did. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. You can't, like, if you still got some type of hate, I mean, I get it. If you're a real Drake fan, I'm not mad at you. If that's what you gonna continuously ride with your guy and you're gonna find some type of way to kind of throw salt on this junk, like, cool. Like I said, if you want to sit here and try to downplay what Kendrick Lamar did, then cool. You can easily sit here and say, oh, I'm comparing it to the Beyonce John. It didn't live up to Beyonce, bro. It's not too. It ain't nobody else probably besides Chris Brown that you're gonna be able to compare a Beyonce performance to. But if you sit here talking about just the whole,
and it was a rap performance. I mean, you can't take that. It wasn't like he was singing, or it was a rap performance. You got it. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, man, it was hard though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That just the suing part and the Serena Williams part was the two hardest things out of all of it. Like that his thing, they like to sue. Like I was like, bro, that's crazy. Cause like realistically, our minds is so like just think about it. Before the Super Bowl, I mean, of course, we kind of knew going into Super Bowl, and I knew when we was gonna record, the conversation was gonna be different. But just think about how the week went from 50 Cent, oh damn, 50 went crazy. And then it's like the weeks go by so fast, like in topics, especially in just pop culture move so fast. It's like no story really don't got too much life to it because it's just gonna be like literally it's gonna be one day it's gonna be this and the next day it's gonna be that. And then it's like, all right, boom, we on to the next. And shout, man, oh my God. Like I said, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Let's kind of really get into this Eagles situation. If you are here and you upset about the week, bro, it's the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like this is, and you know what's so crazy? One thing I do kind of hate about people, like people in general, like you just be like, people will tweet or people will post in Instagram, like, am I the only person not watching the Super Bowl? Like, yes, you are. And you're weird for posting this. Like, bro, nobody don't care that you're not watching Super Bowl. You're being a loser. Like, just like, come on, dog. Like, get on with the pro. Like, I hate people who do that. Like, people just like, am I the only person who don't care about this game? Like, all right, cool. If you don't, then don't get on here. Like, you think